What's up, guys? Shane P here today, and I'm here with my lovely wife,
Ashley. Hey.
So today we're gonna do a full breakdown, spoiler review of the book HotELL #2 by awaupshot. So we read the first issue, and I put this book on my pull list in my comic shop, and I was really intrigued by it, and I loved like the horror anthology and the feel it was giving me, like creep show vibes and stuff like that. So we're just gonna do a full breakdown for you guys. And first we're gonna review the cover. So we have this girl laying on the bed, with the suitcase, reading a book, half naked, and yeah. That's pretty much it, right, Ash?
Yeah, if you notice though, you gotta look inside the suitcase. Something in there too.
Oh, yeah. So if you look closely, you think there's like a little person in there. See little eyeballs and fingers and stuff. It's pretty wild. It's a crazy cover. So let's get into it. So book opens up again with the same I guess the narrator guy, like it was in issue 1.
Opener.
Yeah, and he's pretty much like he's talking to this person, whoever that may be.
He's talking to us.
Well, like that's like up for interpretation. Because remember in the first issue, like
he's breaking the fourth wall. You can look in the panels, like you see, you're looking out into the garden. Then you turn around and you see him because he's saying, "Hey, wait," and you're looking at him some more. And he's continuing to talk to you. Yeah,
but like remember in the first issue, he was speaking, speaking just like this, but he's giving the room key to that person in room number, what was it, 3?
Maybe he's talking to us, but I think he.
Right.
I think he is.
So, pretty much he's just talking to whoever that is. Ashley thinks he's speaking, breaking the fourth wall, speaking to us, the readers. Or I think he's speaking to somebody that's, checked into a room in the hotel. So either or, he's the narrator. He's narrating this whole scene and stuff like that. He's pretty much just saying, sorry, if I'd given you the tour, I would have explained that the path will take you to a bad place. And like I say, he's speaking to this person. And I think he's speaking about that terrain that he brought up in number 1. He keeps on telling everybody not to go down this place. So I think this is the place he's speaking about.
Yeah.
So he says, some say this whole hotel is a bad place. He's like, I don't know if I agree. I think the bad is what you bring with you. He said, a lot of people run here even if they don't know that's what they're doing. And he says, they have something they want to escape, or some awful secret they want to bury. But here, those things always seem to find their way right back to them. I apologize, I'm being very mysterious. I imagine you don't understand much of what I'm telling you right now. Rest assured, though, you will. And then at the very end, like there's like this little bunny, that's just like staying right there. So it's pretty weird. And then it skips to this couple. Yeah. And they're just driving down and
driving down the highway.
Right. And this girl's like, saying to her husband, I guess, is like Bobby, that's his name, Bobby, which is actually Bobby was in issue 1, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. He was a creepy guy.
So
on a pregnant girl.
I guess we called it in issue 1 that they had a connection to this. And then they're in room 2 and issue 2 and this. So this is the same couple that we read in issue 1. So Bobby and Mariel. So now we know the characters. So this will be, I guess, their backstory and everything of how they got there and stuff like that. So yeah. So Bobby and Mariel, Bobby ended up like taking vacation or something like that, and they were like driving out, and I guess they were trying to, figure out what to do on his vacation and stuff like that.
Mariel's stupid excited. She seems madly in love, and I'll be just like, yeah, babe, it's cool, whatever.
Yeah. So he ends up taking the next exit, which is Route 66, and it's the hotel where this hotel is located on this exit, and she's pretty much like, you know, I hope that this hotel was better than the last one, because the last one was a dive, or you know, a dive is like, you know, it was crappy, or it was a flop, or yeah, it was trash, or you know, that's the other lingo for that. So he was like, yeah, just go in there and check in, and you know, I'll meet you in the room and whatnot and all that stuff. So she goes, and it shows the Marriott Courts, which is the name of the hotel. And then Bobby ends up like, you know, seeing this black rabbit that we've seen in the first page. And then he ends up running over that black rabbit. Like, just straight up, like, yeah, just killing the black rabbit, which is crazy.
So the rabbit's dead.
Bobby is ruthless. Already killing rabbits. And then it opens up, you know, and it shows, you know, who created the book. So it's HotELL Room 2, The 3 Deaths of Muriel Sandfield. Writer, John Lees. Artist, I'm sorry, I'm about to butcher your name again. I apologize. Dalbor Talajic. Colorist, Lee Loridge. Letterer, Sal Caparino. And the cover artist is Caron Grant.
You did better.
Yeah, no, I did pretty good. And then there's that infamous bunny again. There's these bunnies everywhere and stuff like that. So we end up going to the next one, and Mariel's in the room and she's checking it out. Then Bobby comes in after and is like, what do you think? Is it another dive? Is it trash? And she said, no, we got everything we needed. And she's pretty much saying that it's like a classic Americana, like a slice of it, and you know, it's cool. You know, she's not bothered by it. I guess it's better than the other trash place that they've been. And then next thing you know, they start making out, and then Mario hears this skirt sound or something like that. It made it sound like the Jason or something. And then she was like, pretty much like, you didn't hear what that was? She was like, you didn't hear that noise? And then Bobby, you know, he just shrugs it off. It's like, this is an old place. You know, old places make creaks and noises and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, okay, so I have an opinion too. So, based off the last book and how the writers wrote kind of foreshadow towards the next one,
right? I
think that's going to be the foreshadow towards the third comic. Possibly. This is my
The sound, you said?
Yeah, the sound might be like the next door neighbor and whatever is going on in that room.
Okay.
Skirt sound. Because it's reoccurring.
Right.
We'll hear it again.
Okay. And so he's pretty much did. Bobby ends up saying, did everything go okay with the check-in? And then Mary was like, it was fine. There was this creepy clown picture in the office, and the man at the desk showed me around. And he said there was a yard out back, a path I'm supposed not to go down alone. Same path he ended up talking about in issue 1 with that pregnant lady.
Yeah.
He keeps on telling people not to go down this path. It's naturally, as even if it was me, I'd be like, actually, I'm about to go down this damn path. Because it's like, he keeps on telling me no.
Yeah, well, that's you. Retarded.
So, Bobby's like, Bobby ends up going, he says, good thing you're not alone, huh? And now this guy got me curious. How about we go explore? That's some shit I would say. So John Lees, you writing about me? You know what I'm saying? So anyways, it's like, I'll be honest, when I talked about adventure, I was thinking about more like fucking in the back seat of the car than exploring the Forbidden Forest. And I'm like, that was your adventure, just fucking in the back seat of the car? Isn't that weird?
She's a slut.
That's his wife.
Yeah.
But anyways, he's like, oh, you worried the scary clown man might be upset? You're a bit old to be worried about getting in trouble. So, and then she was like,
the dude is watching them walk back there too.
Yeah. He ends up just looking, and he's like, I guess he wants him to do that. Because he keeps on telling people, and then, you know, this couple actually end up doing it.
People like you.
Right.
Will just go, I'm a dude.
Right. And it's like easy for you to say, nobody knows you're here. So, they end up like just going around and exploring this terrain and this forest and stuff like that. And she's pretty much like, this whole place is hidden away, isn't it? Not on any brochures or maps, just nestled down in this lonely side of the road. And then it's she's pretty much saying that this is a place for us, and it's like our little secret. And then like it shows Bobby walking down the forest, and he ends up seeing another rabbit. I don't know if it's the same rabbit or it's just, you know what I'm saying, just showing up randomly, like that black rabbit that's been around this whole issue so far. It's wild. And then, like I said, they end up still like exploring and stuff like that. And then they come across this crazy freaking river, man. And it's like a rainbow river. Look at that. It's wild. They come across that and start looking out. You know what I mean? It's crazy. And she was like, it's breathtaking. And then she ends up saying, what even causes this? Is it some kind of algae in the water or a trick of light? Bobby's like, sometimes the how doesn't matter, darling. Just enjoy the magic. And then he ends up like freaking like shoving his arm down in the, you know, that little lake river or whatever. And he's like, this is it. This is perfect. And then she's like, what's perfect? He said, huh? Oh, I mean all of this. Getting away from everything, just me, the open road, and my beautiful wife. So, you know, he's giving little nice little compliments to his wife and whatnot. And then Muriel ends up saying that she spotted a girl checking into room 1 when we got back. So they're talking about issue 1 with that girl. So this is later in that day. And she what did he say? Bobby was like, she looked pregnant to me, ready to pop. And then Muriel's like, maybe that's a sign for us trying to have a baby. We should try for a baby. You know what I'm saying? And then he was like, he's pretty much, you know, flirting with his wife and saying, get over here, you look real good, you look beautiful. And he cracked out the champagne, you know, she's dressed up real nice, and they're about to go out on a little date and whatnot, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you end up, you know, giving the cheers for each other, and it's like, you know, here's the teamwork, and then she's like, yeah, we're partners in crime, and they end up like taking the, you know, the drink after they cheers.
Well, but she does. He just holds it. Right,
yeah. She ends up drinking it, and then next you know, Muriel just starts fucking just feeling bad, you know what I'm saying, after drinking that champagne, and she ends up like throwing up and hurling, and next you know, she falls back, and the glass cracks on the table, and she's like...
blood is starting to come out of her mouth.
Right, and she's like, something's wrong with me, and then she said, Bobby, I'm scared. And then Bobby was like, it's okay, Muriel, I'm here right here with you. You just need to come to me. Try so hard. Take my hand. And then like it shows like him like reaching out with his hand right there, if you guys can see that. And then he end up pulling away from his wife's hands.
Let's do it.
It's wild.
Let's do the hands.
So it's like, I'm Bobby.
You go on that side.
All right. We're doing this.
All right.
Right. So it's like that.
Right. He's Muriel, right?
Wait, I'm Bobby.
No, I'm Bobby.
Why you gotta be Bobby?
Whatever. And he's reaching, like, I got you.
I got you, girl.
And he's like,
oh, damn, girl, I'm dead. So, that's exactly what happened. Besides the flicking off part. Fuck you, bitch. Pretty much. That's pretty much what he said. But anyways, get back to the story. It's like, Bobby ends up saying, what's the matter? At long last, have nothing to say? And he's like, I hate your voice, I hate your face, I hate you. I always wanted you to know that. Like, it's like, damn, do you really hate your wife? Like, what the fuck happened? Like, dude, you know, but that was wild. Like, I didn't really end up seeing that coming. But and then next, you know, like Muriel's like bloodied up from the mouth all the way to her shoulder, and she's like just laying there, poor woman, you know what I'm saying, like terrible.
Yeah, she's dead.
And then he ends up like looking at her, and then the sound, the skirt sound happened, and he's like, how about that, Muriel? I heard it too. And then I was just like, damn. And then he ends up singing this song, or like I guess, humming the song or whatever, and it, I think it's the do the dee 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 dum dee dee do song.
No, you didn't. I said that.
I started thinking
No,
of it.
you just copied me.
Anyways, let's go sing the song then. So it says, do the dee do 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 do, ba ba do ba do diddly do do,
ba do 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 do,
ta da da bum bum, do dun dun diddly do do dee. I'm not lying. This is in the book, y'all. Like, you guys can see that.
Guess that song.
Guess that song. John Lees, what's the song? Tell us the song. I think that's what it is. Well, we'll see. So he ends up like going into his duffel bag. He goes outside like when he's singing the song. He grabs his duffel bag in the trunk of his car, brings it back into the hotel room, and he zips it open. And then he puts on some white gloves, and then he grabs what is that? Is that a mallet or like an axe? I think that's an axe. And he ends up like, how about this, Mario? Too messy? I think. What do you think I look like? An axe murderer? And then he whips out a freaking a saw, and he's like, much better. And
that's a saw?
Yes, it's like a baby saw.
No.
Yeah. And he just goes to town, man. Like, he just starts hacking his wife up. He wraps her body up into like this, just wraps her body parts. He ends up like sawing her apart, her like limb from limb, like head, everything. Like a mummy, right? And stuffs all her body parts in the freaking suitcase. And then he goes to take a shower, right? Nothing happened. And then cleans up the room. And he said, "You wanted to know where you were going, Muriel? Time to find out." And he closed the door, and he ends up going down the terrain, through the forest, to Rainbow Lake. To Rainbow Lake, and ends up chucking the suitcases into the lake, and he ends up saying goodbye, Muriel. Look how freaking sadistic this guy is, bro. Like, this guy's wild. Like, this is his wife, and he ends up just chopping her up, killing her, poisoning her first, killing her. And then chopping her body parts apart, and then throwing her inside into the lake. Sweet river of Lake Lily. Wild. Yeah, it's crazy. So and then Bobby's just sitting in the middle of the forest in front of the lake, just I guess whistling a tune and whatnot. And then he walks back and he sees the pregnant woman in part 1 in issue 1. And this is where, they meet up in issue 1 if you guys read it and stuff like that. We still have a review from the last one. If you guys haven't checked that one out, please check it out, because this is the connection between issue 1 and 2. So and then he ends up saying,
so her door her window is open, and I guess he's assuming that she might have seen him, right? So he's like, okay, let me make nice, see how much she knows. And
he's like, shit. And then pretty much it goes to the same scene in issue 1. He's like, howdy, you must be the lady who checked into room 1, am I right? I'm your neighbor, Bobby Stanfield, in room 2. So and then it's the same scene pretty much of Bobby flirting with this girl, the pregnant woman, and I think her name was Alice, and flirting with her, and next thing you know, it shows the wife, and it's the exact same dialogue from issue 1.
From the same,
yeah. And then she ends up saying, I'll just read it again for you guys. It says, Muriel says, "You always been good at that, haven't you? You such a friendly boy. Hello there, I'm Muriel. I'm Bobby's wife." And he said, "Muriel." And then Alice was like, "Oh, busted. Good luck." And then she said, "Nice meeting you, and thanks for bringing my husband back safe and sound. I'm sure you'll be seeing more of us." And she closed the door.
Show that scene.
Yeah, and
that's
like
from
I said,
their perspective now.
Yeah, this is so cool because it's like it shows it from their perspective. And then in issue 1, you see how scared Bobby's face is.
I thought she was beating his ass.
Right, and then you know why. You know why he got so scared. And then he was like, "Please, Mario, and then she was like, "Shut up, Bobby. I hope you know you completely ruined our vacation." And I'm like, "You're dead." You know what I'm saying? You should be worried a lot about more than just a vacation. And then she's like, I loved you. She's pretty much saying like, you know, I dedicated my whole life to you. I was, you know, just focused on us and our marriage and stuff like that. And how can you do this to me? You know what I'm saying? How can you be so cruel? You know, pretty much, you know, simplified and stuff like that.
Right.
And then she ends like, maybe we should. And then Bobby is like creeping behind him and trying to grab that axe. And next you know, Bobby like swings up and like chops Maria's face. Yeah, it chops her face up. And freaking like, and her face like flies all the way up, you know, to the ceiling. And then like all you see is blood everywhere, like just hacking and slashing away at his wife. Like this is like a crazy scene. Like there's blood everywhere, and it's just wild. If you've seen, it reminds me of that scene. If you guys are big horror buffs, about the movie called Dead Alive. I think that's what it's called, or Brain Dead or something like that. And there was this scene in that movie where the main character ends up taking like a lawnmower and like just going to town and killing everything, like I think it was zombies or monsters or whatever in that one room, and there's blood everywhere. So I'll just show you the scene of what I'm talking about. Dude, look at that. These 2 pages was just full of blood and hacking and slashing, and it's just wild. And it's crazy. This is really good art. It's amazing. It's fantastic. And he's pretty much like, I killed you, you know, and you know, you can't come back if I'm watching you, because I'm, you know, and he ends up watching her. And then next thing you know, dude, like her body parts start coming together, and like her face falls down from the ceiling, and her body just comes back to normal. And it's like
congeals together in the middle of the room.
Right, and it's wild. Like this is pretty cool. Crazy. Yeah, this is really cool. And then she becomes whole again, and it's just like it's just wild. And then like she's like, what happened to you? And then dude, Bobby's like tripping out, and he's like, you know, he falls back and knocks his head, and then he just blacks out. And then he comes to you, and next thing you know, he's tied to a chair, and Mariel's next to him holding his axe that he hack and slashed her with. And then she was like, you tried to poison me, but then what do you mean I died? You know, he's just pretty much telling her, like, I killed you twice. I poisoned you, I chopped you up, I threw you in the lake, and then I hack and slashed you, and then you're still alive, and you come back together. Like, he's just telling her that, you know, you're still alive, even though I killed you twice. And she asked, like, why did you do this? And then he was like, honestly, I was bored because I knew a divorce would be costly. I made too much to give away half. And he's like, pretty much like, so I figured you could just disappear. As far as everyone knows, I'm sick at home. Plenty of witnesses have seen you, but not me. What if you just ran away and then just disappear? So he's like plotting this whole thing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, from jump.
And then she's like, she's like, pretty much, I don't buy it. And she was like, a plan A for avoiding litigation is chopping me up. You do that because you're sick and you wanted to. And she's like, who even are you? And then he's like, who are you? He's like, you're not my wife. She's in the lake in 2 suitcases in the lake. And I said, this fucked up place cooked you up to drive me crazy. You're a thing. You're a thing with my wife's face on it. And then she's like, no, she's really hurt by that, because she's like, no, I'm really Muriel. I'm your wife. And then she's like, I'll prove it to you. She's like, we'll go back to the lake, dig up one of those suitcases. If they're empty, then you know I got revived back here somehow. And if so, we'll go home. I still love you. Is that crazy? I want us to fix this together. And then he's like, sure, honey. But if the real Muriel is still chopped up inside, and he said, then I get to drown you in that lake. So it was like, you still want to kill your wife still.
In some way.
Right.
I'm trying to kill you.
Right.
Yeah.
So
that's sick.
Right, he really just does not like his wife. So
what did she do?
Right. He just said he was bored. He was just bored of her.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he ends up and he's like, look, this water could be radioactive. And yeah, like I said, she agrees, and she's still holding the axe, and they end up walking down the terrain and going to the lake, so that, you know, they're trying to figure out if she's really in that suitcase still or not, you know. So they get to the lake, and then he's like, look, this water could be radioactive for all we know. I don't think diving in it is a good idea. And then she's like, well, I'm the one with the axe now, so why don't you just enjoy the magic and try not to swallow, which is funny because that's what he ended up saying to her earlier in the book. Remember, just enjoy the magic, don't worry about what's all that stuff. And she ended up saying it to him.
Yeah.
So he ends up diving, and it's like sploosh, and he finds the suitcase at the bottom of the lake. And she's like, well, your skin didn't melt off, so that's a good sign. And he's like, shut up and help me pull. And then next you know, she's like, felt heavy, didn't it? Are empty suitcases that hard to drag, you moron?
He's so mean.
Yeah. He said, I really hope you're telling the truth and you're generally thinking you think you're my Muriel, because I'd love to see how much this fucks you up. And then next thing you know, he opens it up and it's like zip. You know what I'm saying? And like the big reveal. And the next page, and it's this, I don't know, it's like some weird green slime.
It's like a swamp thing kind of thing.
Yeah, not a monster, just like the
it looks like a monster to me.
Yeah?
Look how it grabs them.
Yeah, it reminds me like the green symbiote, like some venom stuff.
Right.
Like a green venom symbiote.
And then this green
glob thing
comes stretching out,
like,
and engulfs him.
Right. And then she's like, and then he's like, it got me, help me, Maria, help me, please. And she's like, no, Bobby, I won't let it get you. I'll find a way to pull you out somehow. And she's like, take my hand. And this is so funny. So she ended up doing the same exact thing that he did to her right there. Yeah, Ashley's gonna point it out. And reaching out, and she pulls back. and then he's like, no. And then he gets engulfed inside the suitcase, and like the green slime or whatever pulls him in, and then she zips it up, and you hear him screaming for horror.
Pushes it back in the lake.
And pushes it back to the lake. And then she's like, goodbye, Bobby. And then she does a little smirk. And then there's that little rabbit again at the very end.
Yeah.
So that was
Zombie Life.
That was HotELL #2 by awaupshot. And this was a really interesting issue, man. Like, I had a lot of fun reading this. This was crazy.
That. Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed that. I like that better than the first one almost.
Right. Yeah,
I like the story.
Yeah, it's a wild story, and it was pretty much just the dialogue between the wife and the husband. But it's crazy, like how sadistic that man was. Like, he really hated his wife, and he really wanted to. He killed her like 2 times, and he planned it. Like, he planned on like killing her like the whole time. Detail. Like, that guy's wild, man. Like,
but she got him back. She got her revenge.
Which is cool. Like a really cool revenge story. So that was a really fun read. I really enjoyed that, man. This comic
gives me Creepshow vibes, and I love Creepshow so much. So nostalgic for me to read this. If we're gonna rate it, babe, you wanna go first?
Yeah, like I said, I just before I rate it, I just want to say I agree with Ashley. Like, it really it's like Creepshow-esque type of thing, and I love that they incorporated the first issue into this and talked about that. The one thing I don't know if in the beginning they were talking about another character that we're gonna see maybe in issue 3 maybe. And I wish they did, but they did touch on it in issue 1. Because remember, they opened up and it was like he was given the key to the person in room 3. So that was already,
maybe that's
issue
who
1.
he was talking to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but maybe the opening of this, he was talking about the person in issue 4. That's what I think. So
we're gonna have to keep reading.
Right. Exactly. Definitely. So I can't wait for issue 3, but we're gonna rate this book. So HotELL #3 by awaupshot. I rate it from 1 through 10. I'm going to give this issue a solid 6.5. That's what I'm giving this 6.5. It was a really great issue. I rated the first issue a 5, and this one is slowly inclining to a really great story, and I cannot wait to read issue 3. This one really caught my attention.
It's growing on him.
Yeah, it's growing on me. It really caught my attention, and it really had a lot of great artwork. I love the sadistic feel on the husband, like how really like he just hated his wife, and I love the revenge story of the wife Mariel getting her revenge, and it actually ended up in a high note and a really good stuff. So it had its horror feels, it had like the crazy sadistic, and it had your revenge story all in one story. And I really love like how John Lees really portrayed that in this book. You did a good job, John Lees. I really appreciate that. And I can't wait for issue 3. So a 6.5. And I know that it's just going to go higher from there.
I'm giving it a 7.
Wow, that's really good.
I really enjoyed it. I love the creep show vibes. I love the weird little narrator in the beginning. I love that it's an anthology. I loved all the blood in this one.
It's crazy.
It had a horror creep feel to it. I'm going to keep reading.
Right. And like I said, definitely this is in the pull list. Like it's kind of sad because it's only 4 issues. You know, it's a mini series, but maybe like, if it gets a lot of traction, hopefully this can be an ongoing series or something like that, because I would really love to see where this is going to go. But I can't wait to read issue 3 and to review that for you guys too as well. Would you like to review that too? That's something, yeah. So we're both on board. Like, this is a really great issue, and you guys pick it up, man. Pick up issue 1 and pick up issue 2 and just start reading it, because it's just, like I said, it's a mini series, only 4 books and stuff like that. But like I said, I really thoroughly enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and this full breakdown spoiler review with my beautiful wife, Ashley. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll catch you guys in the next video, alright? Peace.
Bye.